Today we're going to make a bike gear storage rack using only a couple of tools, minimal materials, and no knowledge of woodworking. Let's get into it. I've been storing my mountain bike pads, gloves, packs, and shoes in bins on top of my closet. It's not organized, doesn't allow them to air out after a ride, and I wanted to build something that held everything in one place and looked great too. For the build, we'll need 2 8-foot 2x4s, 2 4-foot long 1.25" dowels, 3-inch wood screws, sandpaper, stain for a nice finish, paintbrush, and metal hooks. The only power tools you'll need are a drill and a circular saw. This Ryobi set was on sale for $100 and came with batteries too. First, I cut 4 18-inch pieces of 2x4 for the base. The circular saw frayed the end of some cuts, so I cleaned those up with a handsaw. The vertical posts that would hold the dowels were cut to 3 feet. I wanted it to be as compact as possible while having enough space to fit every item on its own pole. This also left me with around 4 feet of extra lumber that would come in handy while assembling. I set my circular saw to cut at a 45-degree angle and cut the dowel so they would be angling up off the posts. Some dowels were cut to different lengths depending on what they'd be holding. 12 inches for shoes, 9 inches for pads, and 6 inches for gloves. Now that I finished cutting my lumber outside, I could go back inside and sand it down. You could see Finn was sanding his face with his foot at the same time. Maybe that's how he's so soft. Anyway, he's a great apprentice. I started with 100 grit sandpaper and then went back over everything with 150 grit to make it smoother. At this point, I really didn't have a plan for any other part of the build. Right now I'm trying to figure out how far back the post should go so that it's balanced and centered when everything is hanging off of it. To make a jig to drill holes at a 45-degree angle, I made a hole straight through the center of the scrap 2x4 and then cut the hole at a 45. I made a mark on the side to show where the hole would land vertically on the post. I was hesitant to buy these clamps at Home Depot. They were a little pricey and I wasn't sure if I needed them. However, it seemed like that people always use these for woodworking projects and they ended up coming in handy. I drilled the 3-inch wood screws until they were about to go through the other side of the post. Then I held the dowel tightly in place while I finished drilling the screw. Not the most finesse method, but it worked for me. There are a lot of great woodworking channels on YouTube, so please don't watch this as a how-to video. It's more just to show you that you can build cool things if you take your time and learn as you go. Using the clamps, I held together the rack to see what it would look like, and I was surprised it actually looked decent. Once I was happy with the spacing, I drilled in the supports to the post, and then the base to the supports. This T-square came in handy for measuring, marking straight lines, and making sure my posts were at a right angle. I had to make some adjustments so that the whole piece laid flat. To give the rack more structural integrity, I added a 6-inch crossbeam 3/4 of the way up the posts. I had to use 4-inch drywall screws that were narrow threaded and hard to drill. An impact driver is the right tool for this job, so I'll pick one up eventually. Listen to the drill struggle. This piece would also act as a handle to lift the rack when moving. Everything is finally assembled. I chose to finish it with a red oak wood stain. I want to get out to the redwood forest sometime, but for now I'll just have to squint at this piece of wood and pretend I'm there. This stain was easy to apply and only required 1 coat for the color I was after. It dried after an hour, and all that was left to do was attach hooks on the side for the backpacks. I was really happy how this project turned out, and it will definitely get me to try building more things in the future. All my gear now has a specific place to live in the bike shop and is easily accessible whenever I'm about to go on a ride. Hopefully this gets you to try something new that you've been hesitant about. Jump in, work with your hands, make mistakes, and learn how to get better. The bike shop is all organized and is pretty much complete. Now it just needs a name. Peddler's Porch was one that came to mind, but let me know if you have any ideas. Finn will certainly enjoy laying out here in the sun and staring at the squirrels outside. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.